You got it? That's right. Oh, that's right.
You know what's funny?
Thank you.
You brought laughter into my soul. That's awesome. That's all there is to it. It's just funny. Life can be funny sometimes. You get through a lot by just having a sense of humor. You've got to have a sense of humor to have service like me. You've got to have a sense of humor to have servants like you too. So it's a two-way street. God has a great sense of humor. We don't often recognize it or give it credence, but he's serious when it comes time to be serious, and he is always awesome, like this next song talks about. Melech Hosea. Melech Hosea, Mashiach U'Magen. Melech Hosea, Mashiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham. Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham. King, Redeemer, Savior and Shield. King, Redeemer, Savior and Shield. Blessed art thou, blessed art thou, Shield of Abraham. Blessed art thou, Shield of Abraham. For you are the mighty one forever, O Lord. You are the mighty one forever, O Lord. 'Cause you raise the dead, sleeping in their graves. You are mighty to save. You raise the dead, sleeping in their graves. You are mighty to save. Melech Hosea, Mashiach U'Magen. Melech Hosea, Mashiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham. Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham. And this is the two songs in one, an oldie and a even oldier one. I will enter his gates with thanksgiving in my heart. I will enter his courts with praise. I will say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. He has made me glad. He has made me glad. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. He has made me glad. He has made me glad. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made. So I will enter his gates with thanksgiving in my heart. I will enter his courts with praise. I will say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. Just a couple more. I know. I want more too. Just time for a couple more. As the mountains are around Jerusalem. The Lord is all around his people. As the mountains are around Jerusalem, the Lord is all around his people. From this time forth and forevermore, the Lord is all around his people. From this time forth it shall never be, the Lord is all around his people. Like Mount Zion in the midst of Jerusalem, we shall not be moved, we shall not be moved. Like Mount Zion in the midst of Jerusalem, we shall not be moved, we shall not be moved. From this time forth and forevermore, the Lord is all around his people. From this time forth it shall always be, the Lord is all around his people.
This is nice.
Last one, let's make this count. To Abraham's land he will draw them, as a shepherd gathers his sheep. He will bring them back into Israel. Sing hallelujah. Hallelujah.
something. I need one of these. And I need the one that I wrote my notes in, but I didn't write my notes in this one. Hey Ruben, does that one have notes written in it? Alright, I'm gonna have to remember what they were. Which is asking a lot. Jessica, I'm getting the sign that they can't hear me. So I will try to enunciate and be heard. Is that better? Or do I
Much
have-
better.
Okay. Welcome.
Found the knob.
We are now awake.
And Shabbat Shalom, thank you for coming tonight. This is, as you know, the rabbi is in, I don't even know where they are, Ukraine?
Ukraine.
Someplace across the big ocean. And so you have the B team on this evening. But we're glad that you came. It's a busy weekend, Memorial Day weekend, but at the end of a busy week. And you know what? Let's just take a deep breath. How about that? So that's what Shabbat is about. Shabbat's the deep breath at the end of the week where we can set down all of the stuff, whether it's good stuff or bad stuff, all of the busyness, and really focus with like-minded people on the maker of the universe. And as we get started tonight, we do have a few announcements. Seems like fewer than usual, but everyone who's taking the Hebrew class knows that that has been delayed, and Rabbi Patrice will get back with you on that. Hey, tomorrow night, May 25th, is Havdalah and game night. Are we on for sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine, that's all
All right,
right.
we're on for sure. All right. Hey, we got a new game. How about we bring that?
Yes.
Okay. But I do like spinners. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should call me and learn how to play spinners, right?
Yep.
Okay. So there are a couple other pieces of information there. It is summertime, which means we have the urgent financial situation of our insurances coming due. Most specifically, about a month from now, our flood insurance, which they keep putting up $3,000 a year, like we're rich or something. And so it's all the way up to $16,000. So
That's impossible.
that's our prayer, that we'll be able to provide insurance. If we can't provide insurance, our prayer is that we don't have a flood. So that's, we always give God room to do what he has to do, and work. All right, we will get started this evening as Jenny comes forward. Then we will welcome Shabbat with Lakado D. And to do that, we'll stand and face the doors and welcome Shabbat into our sanctuary. Found on pages 14 through 25.
Shabbat mekabela, lechadodi likrat kala, ani Shabbat mekabela,
Lechadodi likrat kala, ani Shabbat mekabela.
Shamor v'zakor b'dibur echad, Yishmiyanu el ha'yuchad. Adonai echad u'shamo echad, L'shem al tifaret v'litila. Lechadodi, lechadodi
Shabbat nekabela. Echadodi lekrat kala. Kanei Shabbat nekabela.
Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha. Nerosh mekadem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshavah tchila.
Lecha dodi likrat kala. Kanei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Kanei Shabbat nekabela.
Igna ari me'afar kumi, livshei bigdei tifartechami. Al yad ben Yishai bet halachmi, karva el nafshi ge'ala.
Lecha dodi likrat kala. Kanei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Kanei Shabbat nekabela.
Hitorari, kiva horekumi ori shirteberi, kevod Adonai halayit nira.
Lecha dodi likrat kala. Kanei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Kanei Shabbat nekabela.
Boi vashalom ateret bala, gam besimcha utzala. Tochem uneam segula, boi chala.
Lecha dodi likrat kala. Kanei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Kanei Shabbat nekabela.
Come, my friend, meet the bride. Let's welcome the presence of the Sabbath. Observe and remember, in a single statement, the unique God caused us to hear his command. He alone is Lord, and his name is unique, to his fame and splendor and praise. Together, come, my friends, meet the bride. Let's welcome the presence of the Sabbath. Let's go to meet the Sabbath, for she is the source of blessing from the beginning. Anointed from ancient days, though made last, conceived first. Come, my friend, meet the bride. Let's welcome the presence of the Sabbath. Shake the dust off yourself, rise. Dress in garments of glory, my people. Jesse's son, the Bethlehemite, draws near, bringing us redemption. Come, my friend, meet the bride. Let's welcome the presence of the Sabbath. Wake up, your light is come. Arise, shine, awake, awake. Sing a grand song, the glory of God is revealed to you. Come, my friend, meet the bride. Let's welcome the presence of the Sabbath. Come in peace, crown of your Lord. Come with joy and with cheer. Come to the faithful among the chosen people. Come, bride, come. Come, my friend, meet the bride. Let's welcome the presence of the Sabbath.
You may be seated. At this time, we join with Jewish people all over the world in welcoming Shabbat, the work of Shabbat, with the lighting of the Shabbat candles.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvato, v'tzivanu ner Shabbat. Blessed are you, our God, King of the universe, who's given us the commands to light the candles of Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvato v'tzivanu le'ohayot el orel goyim v'natan lana Yeshua Meshachenu ha'or la'olam. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us by your commandments and commanded us to be a light for the nations and gave us Yeshua our Messiah, the light of the world. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And we are continuing with the counting of the Omer, the days between Passover and Shavuot. And are we in fact on 35?
Yes.
35 is the right day. Okay. Jenny will lead us, and we will respond to her with the bold in the middle.
Connie, we cannot hear you.
We cannot hear me. Maybe I should use
Will
the
it help, Mike?
I can hear it. The mic is on your
She's
side.
got two.
There you go. There you go.
Does that better? Does that work better?
Oh, yes.
Blow everybody's ears out. Okay, all right. I shall repeat that then. We are still in the process of the counting of the Omer. And so Jenny will lead us through that prayer, and we will join her in that middle section where the letters are bolded.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvato v'tzivanu al sefirat ha'omer. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us concerning the counting of the Omer. Hayom chamisha u'shloshim yom, shehem chamisha shavuot yamim la'omer. Together,
Today is 35 days, which is 5 weeks of the Omer.
Rachaman hu yachazir lanu avodat beit hamikdash limkoma bimhera v'yaminu amen selah. Together, may the merciful one restore unto us the service of the holy temple to its place, speedily in our days. Amen. Selah.
Our Tehillat Habrit Hadashah passage is found on pages 136 and 137. That is the bottom paragraph, which is Luke 1, 68 through 75. Please join with me. Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel,
Because he has come and redeemed his people. He has raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he said through his holy prophets of long ago. Salvation from our enemies and from the hand of all who hate us, to show mercy to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant, the oath he swore to our father Abraham, to rescue us from the hand of our enemies and to enable us to serve him without fear in holiness and righteousness before him all our days.
Continuing our worship and focusing on another newer covenant passage, pages 40 and 41. Ha Elohim Asher is taken from the book of Hebrews. It reminds us of God's faithfulness throughout the ages.
Elohim Asher diber, mikadem pa'amim rabot, u'midrachim rabot el ha'avot, beyad ha'nevi'im, diber aleinu be'acharit hayamim ha'ele, beyad ha'vein Asher, Sam le'oresh kol,
Seiko Bivaro, Rahavura, Ulacha Sheasa, Tihur Kataim, Yashav Nemin,
In the past,
God spoke to our fathers through the prophets and many times in various ways. But now, in the end of days, he has spoken to us by the Messiah, his Son, whom he appointed the heir of all things, and through whom he made the universe. The Son is the full radiance of God's glory, and the flawless manifestations of his reality. He sustains all things by his powerful word. After he made atonement for sins, he sat down in the place of authority, beside the majesty in heaven. True and firm, established and lasting, right and faithful, loved and treasured, desired and pleasant, feared and mighty, ordered and acceptable, good and beautiful is this word to us forever and ever.
This evening, we will be using the words of Sephardic Kaddish to guide us. That's found on pages 156 and 157. Kaddish in its various forms reminds us of God's sovereignty and caring for us again throughout the ages.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבו, ועמד יברח ירותי, וימלך מלכותי, ויצמח כוחני, ויקרב משיחי. לחייכונו וימיכונו וחייכו בית ישראל, והגלו בזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבם מבורך, לעולם עולם לעולמיה יתברך. יהי שמי רבם מבורך, לעולם עולם לעולמיה יתברך. וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי לקודש הבריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה, וישרתה תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמרן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרע מן שמיה, וחיים טובים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. Glorified and sanctified be his great name in the world, which is created according to his will. May he bring about the reign of his kingdom and cause his salvation to sprout, and bring near his Messiah in your lifetime and in your days, and in the life of all the house of Israel speedily, yes, soon, and let us say,
Amen.
May his great name be blessed forever and forever, eternally. Blessed and praised, glorified and exalted, extolled and honored, adored and lauded be the name of the Holy One, blessed be he, who is high above, far above all blessings and hymns, and praises and consolations which are spoken in the world, and say, Amen. May there be great peace from heaven, and good life for us and for all Israel. And let us say,
Amen.
He who makes peace in the heavenly realms, make peace for us and for all Israel. And let us say,
Amen.
This evening, I'm going to, last week I inserted an extra prayer, and this week I'm going to do it on purpose. So please join me for Ashrei Ish on page 42, starts on page 42. And 43, the middle paragraph. And this is one of my favorite passages. In life in general, many of us are looking for happiness. And it tells us right here where to find it. So we will start, and then Jenny will follow, right? Or you're gonna start?
I'll start with the Hebrew and then we'll start and then you respond.
Okay, here we go. We got
Does that work?
Yep, she's gonna do the Hebrew and then you'll follow her.
Ashrei ish yishma lemitzvotecha v'toratecha udevachar yasim al libo. Together,
Happy is the man who heeds your commandments, your Torah, and who places your word upon his heart. It is true that you are the Lord of your people, and the mighty King to plead their case. It is true you are the first and the last, and besides you we have no King, Redeemer, and Savior.
For the beginning times and for the later times, your word is good and endures forever and ever, true and faithful, a statute which shall not pass away. It is true that you are He, the Lord our God and God of our fathers, our King and King of our fathers, our Redeemer and Redeemer of our fathers, our Maker, the rock of our salvation, our Deliverer and our Rescuer from everlasting. This is your name. There is no God besides you.
From Egypt you redeemed us, Lord our God, and from the house of slavery you delivered us. All their firstborn you slayed, and your firstborn you redeemed. In the sea of reeds you divided and drowned the proud, but the beloved ones you caused to pass through, while the waters covered their adversaries. One from another did not remain.
Therefore the beloved praised and extolled God, and the beloved ones gave hymns and songs and praises and blessings and thanks to the King, God, who lives and endures.
You are high and wonderful, great and feared, who brings low the proud and raises the humble, who brings forth the prisoners and delivers the meek, and helps the poor and answers his people in the time when they cry to him.
Praise our exalted God. Blessed be he who is to be blessed. Moses and the people of Israel sang a song to you with great joy. They all said, and we all say,
Who is like you, O Lord among the gods? Who is like you, glorious in holiness, awesome in praises, doing wonders?
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot oseh v'elei.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot oseh v'elei.
Please join me in standing now for Ein Kamoka, which is found on pages 88 and 89.
Ein kamoka ve'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kamasecha, malchutcha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha b'kol dor v'dor. Adonai melech,
Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch, leolam va'ed.
Adonai hoz le'emo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Together, there
There's none like you among the gods, my Lord, and there is nothing that compares to your deeds. Your kingdom is a kingdom that endures for all eternity, and your sovereignty extends throughout all generations. The Lord reigns, the Lord has reigned, the Lord shall reign throughout eternity. The Lord will bless his people with peace.
Please remain standing for the Shema, and we will turn to face Jerusalem, found on pages 34 through 39. And Jenny will lead us.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשבתך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Hear,
O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone. Blessed be he whose glorious kingdom is eternal. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your life, and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home, and when you walk along the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. Tie them as reminders on your hands, and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses, and on your gates.
We continue standing as we use the words of the Amidah to help form our private prayers and thoughts, found on page 60 and 61, and then skipping back to 74 through 77.
74.
Before we call, answer us. Blessed are you, O Lord, who hears our prayers. Continuing on page 74. May our eyes behold your return to Zion with mercy. Blessed are you, O Lord, who returns your presence to Zion. And we remain standing for Vayhi Ben Soa, beginning of our Torah service. Found on pages 88 and 89.
ויהי בן סלומון ויאמר משה קום אדוני ויקום סולמך ויניסו משנאיך מפניך
כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך
Shenatan Torah Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Le'amo Yisrael B'Kedushato.
And it came to pass, whenever the ark went forward, Moses would say, Arise, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered. May those who hate you flee from before you.
For from Zion shall go forth the Torah, and the word of the Lord out of Jerusalem. Blessed be he who in holiness gave the Torah to his people Israel.
The response of the presentation of the Torah is found on page 133.
The ark now unveils its treasure.
To our eyes and minds and hearts,
Inside, the scroll of Torah stands.
it stands there with all its richness and wisdom.
As we listen, voices speak, voices of our ancestors.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Joseph, and Moses.
O God, they bring us your instructions for us.
Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, and Miriam speak to us as well.
O God, they move us to respond to your promises to us.
We are grateful for your words, the words of Torah.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord calls.
We will hear your words that we may learn them, love them, and live them.
What does the Lord require of you? To fear him, love him, serve him, and walk in all his ways.
All the Lord has said, we will do.
Oh, sure.
She's an old friend. I love her so much.
The Torah blessings are found on pages 92 through 95.
Misha Barach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov. He who blessed our fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, may he bless Richard, may he bless Connie, may he bless Matthew, may he bless Vicky, and may he bless Dottie, who have come up to honor God and the Torah. May the Holy One bless them and their families, and send blessing and prosperity on all the work of their hands. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMavorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Bless the Lord who is blessed.
Bless the Lord who is blessed forever and ever.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who chose us from all peoples and gave to us the Torah. Blessed are you, Lord, giver of the Torah.
V'daber Adonai el Moshe Behar Sinai Lemor. Daber el Bnei Israel V'amarta alehem Ki tabu'u el ha'aretz asher ani noten lachem B'shavta ha'aretz Shabbat la'Adonai. Please be seated, be comfortable. Sheish shanim tizra sadecha, v'sheish shanim tizmor charnecha. V'asafta et tzivota. Uv'shana hashvi'it, Shabbat Shabbaton, Adonai, Yiyeh, Yiyeh la'aretz, Shabbat la'Adonai. Sadecha lo tizra, v'charmecha lo tizmor. Et sefiach ketzirecha lo tiktsur. Ve'et inve nezirecha lo tiktsur. Shanat Shabbaton yeh la'aretz. V'hayta Shabbat ha'aretz lachem la'akala. Lecha u'le'amadecha u'le'amatecha u'liskerecha u'le'toshve'echa hagarim imach. V'livemtecha v'lachaya asher ba'aretz tityeh kol ha'tava'ut le'echol. And God spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When you shall come into the land which I give you, the land shall observe a Sabbath rest to the Lord. 6 years you shall sow your fields, and 6 years you shall prune your vineyards, and you shall gather the harvest. You shall gather the crop. And in the 7th year, or but in the 7th year, this shall be a complete rest for the land, a Shabbat to the Lord, or a Sabbath rest to the Lord. Your fields you shall not sow, and your vineyards you shall not prune. And the after harvest you shall not gather. And the Sabbath harvest shall be for you to eat, for you, for your slave, for your maidservant, and for your laborer, and for the resident who lives with you, and for your animal, and for the beast which is in the land. This shall be a crop for all to eat. So that begins the Parashat Behar. It can be a difficult parashat for those of us who are descendants of the Greek way of thinking. There are certain things in this parasha, as there are in much of the Torah, with which we are not familiar these days. But if we can take a step back and try to approach it with a holistic, which is the much more Semitic viewpoint, there are some very special things in this parasha. One is that while we, as a culture, are very much governed by acquiring things, getting things, owning things, we see here that the land is really not owned by the people. The land is owned by God.
God, yeah.
The people have a temporary charge to look after their own little piece of property. And because the system is set up that in the year of Jubilee, it reverts back to the original owner. This underscores the fact that we really don't own anything, in a sense. We are servants of the God of the universe. He owns everything. He has made everything. And we are here to work in partnership with him, to look after the land, and to look after each other. That's another thing in this parasha. If a Jewish person, one of the community, should fall on hard times, we're told, for whatever reason, then the rest of the community is encouraged to strengthen him, is the usual English translation. And the sooner the better, before he becomes really destitute. In those days, before any programs, the option was for a person who had become destitute to sell himself to another Jewish person as pretty much a slave. That was not considered as bad as it was if it got really bad and you had to sell yourself to a Gentile. That was considered shameful, not on the person involved, but on the entire community, because they had not stepped in. So, we see here how we should view ownership, how we should view our part in God's plan, and also how we should view our part in the community, the Jewish community. I'd like to share with you something that I heard a couple of days ago. It was told to me by one of the wonderful people who are looking after Anne Gibbs. These people are strong women of faith. Some of them speak very little English, almost no Hebrew, but they were in the land of Israel, a group of them. And they attracted attention because they're just so joyful all the time. And after a Jewish man had been curious and was asking them about their faith and talking, he gave this opinion to them. He said Jesus, because our brothers and sisters in the wider Jewish community do not usually use the name Yeshua. They know what it means, and it's a bit awkward for them. So he said, Jesus came to Israel to revive a relationship. His teachings then went to Rome, where they became a religion. His teachings went to Greece, where they became a theology. And he said now they have come to America, where they have become a business. Now, before we get too upset, that was just one man's opinion, for what it's worth. But the reason I'm sharing it is, first of all, I was really struck by the first part of that, the revival of a relationship. And may it be all of our business to continually work or pay attention to reviving our own personal relationship. I will not soon forget that conversation. Now, let me just, if I can find the end of the parasha, I would just like to close with the last 2 or 3 verses. Yes, there we go. because they give a very clear indication of how serious God is about our relationship with Him. Now, in this passage, we're going to be talking about idolatry, we're going to be talking about statues, we're going to be talking about pillars. But idolatry or an idol is really anything that gets in the way of our relationship with Hashem. So let's just read the end of this passage, and then each of us can prayerfully consider what our personal barrier might be. I li b'nei Yisrael avodim, avodihem, asher hotzeti otam me'eretz Mitzrayim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Lo ta'asu lachem elidim, ufasol, umatzavat, lo takimu lachem, the even maskit, lo tiknu ba'artzachem, v'hosheptecha'ot, aleha, ki ani Adonai Elohechem et shabbatotai tishmeru, u mikdashi tirotu, ani Adonai. For the children of Israel are my servants, he repeats, who I have brought out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Do not make for yourselves an idol or idols, and a statue or a pillar you must not erect for yourselves, and a stone marker or a paving stone you shall not place in the land in order to prostrate yourself upon it. For I am the Lord your God. The Shabbatot, the Sabbaths, you shall observe, and or my Sabbaths you shall observe, and my sanctuary you shall revere. I am the Lord. And so ends the parasha for this week. Shabbat shalom.
I'll be reading from Leviticus 25. But the seventh year is to be a Shabbat of complete rest for the land, a Shabbat for Adonai. You will neither sow your field nor prune your grapevines. You are not to harvest what grows by itself from the seeds left by your previous harvest, and you are not to gather the grapes of your untended vine. It is to be a year of complete rest for the land. But what the land produces during the year of Shabbat will be food for all of you. You, your servant, your maid, your employee, anyone living near you, your livestock, and the wild animals on your land, everything the land produces may be used for food.
Leviticus 25:18 through 23. Rather, you are to keep my regulations and rulings, act accordingly. If you do, you will live securely in the land. The land will yield its produce. You will eat until you have enough, and you will live there securely. If you ask, if we aren't allowed to sow seed or harvest with our land, what our land produces, what are we going to eat the seventh year? Then I will order my blessing on you during the 6th year, so that the land brings forth enough produce for all 3 years. The 8th year you shall sow seed, but eat the old stored produce until the 9th year. That is, until the produce of the 8th year comes in. You will eat the old stored food. The land is not to be sold in perpetuity, because the land belongs to me. You are only foreigners and temporary residents with me.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who gave us the Torah of truth and life everlasting planted in our midst. Blessed are you, Lord, giver of the Torah.
Vezot HaTorah is found on pages 98 and 99. Please stand.
Vezot
HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe.
This is the Torah
which Moses placed before the children of Israel. It is in accord with the Lord's command by the hand of Moses.
You may be seated. That's Cain. It is a tree of life. It's found on pages 96 and 97.
It's
Chaim machazikim ba beton keha meushar deracheha darchei noam vechol nativoteha Shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva. Chadesh yameinu, chadesh yameinu kekedem. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva. Chadesh yameinu, chadesh yameinu kekedem.
a tree of life
Like it is to those who take hold of it, and happy are those who support it. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Turn us, Lord, to you, and let us return. Renew our days as of old.
Uvnukol Yomar is found on pages 98 and 99. Please stand as we return the Torah.
Uvnu Chol Yomar, Shuva, Adonai Revavot Alfei Yisrael. When the ark rested, Moses would say, Return, O Lord, to the myriads of Israel's families.
Arise, O Lord, to your resting place, you and your mighty ark. May
Clothe
those
your priests
with righteousness, may those who have experienced your faithful love shout for joy. For the sake of your servant David, don't delay the return of your Messiah.
Ba'avor David Abdecha, al teshev penei mishachecha. Kilakak tov natati lachem, torati al ta'azovu. I give you good instruction. Do not forsake my Torah.
And we're going to take a moment to greet here. Would you turn to the person next to you and greet them and tell them Shabbat Shalom? Okay. We will remain standing now for the Elena.
Jeez. Sorry. Go for this. Yeah, let's for the reflection. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no worries.
Elena
Thank
is
you for
found
the
on
reflection
pages
instead of.
102,
Yeah, thank you very much.
and Jenny will lead us.
I have to give them later.
Aleinu לשבח אדון הכל, לתת קדמה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם כלפינו כהם, וגורלנו כחלמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו לגבי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אחד, אמת ברכנו, אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשתיותיו. אל לבביך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת עינו.
It is incumbent
Come upon us to praise the Master of all, to exalt the Creator of the world, for He has made us distinct from the nations and unique among the families of the earth. Our destiny is not like theirs, our calling is our task. We bow down in knowledge before the King of Kings that there is none like Him. For He stretched forth the heavens like a tent and established the earth. Truly there is none like our Lord and King. As the Torah says, you shall know this day and reflect in your heart that is the Lord who is God in the heavens above, and on the earth beneath there is none else. We hope, O Lord our God, to soon behold your majestic glory, when all abominations shall be removed, and all false gods shall be at an end. Then shall the world be perfected under the rule of the Lord Almighty, and all mankind shall call upon your name. For to you every knee must bow, and every tongue declare that you are God. Reign over us soon and forever. May the kingdom of David's greater Son be established forever. For then shall the words be fulfilled. The Lord shall be king forever, and the Lord shall be king over all the earth. On that day the Lord shall be one, and his name one. V'nei amar, v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu yihye Adonai echad, u'shmo echad.
seated. Mr. Gary will come forward, take us through the next little section.